This is to all the pastors that have led their sheep astray into fornication, adultery, and all kinds of wickedness, lawlessness that they are doing themselves. In Jeremiah 23, it tells us what the judgment of these pastors will be. We're going to start at verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastors, says Yahuwah. Therefore says Yahuwah of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and I have not visited them. I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, says Yahuwah. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them, and bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, says Yahuwah. Behold, the days come, says Yahuwah, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall be dwelt safely, and this is his name, whereby he shall be called Yahuwah, our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, says Yahuwah, that they shall no more say, Yahuwah liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Verse 8. But Yahuwah liveth, which brought up, and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries, whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. My heart with me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine hath overcome, because of Yahuwah, and because of the words of his holiness. Verse 10. For the land is full of adulterers. For because of swearing the land mourneth, the pleasure places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right. Verse 11. For both prophet and priest are profane. Yea, in my house have I found their wickedness, says Yahuwah. Wherefore their way shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein, for I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation, says Yahuwah. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria, and they prophesied in Baal, and caused my people Israel to err. Verse 15. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doeth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. Verse 15. Therefore thus says Yahuwah of hosts concerning the prophets, Behold, I will feed them with wormwood, and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into all the land. Thus says Yahuwah of hosts, Hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of Yahuwah. Verse 17. They say still unto them that despise me, the Yahuwah hath said, Ye shall have peace, and they say unto everyone that walketh after imagination of his own heart, No evil shall come upon you. For who hath stood in the counsel of Yahuwah, and hath perceived and heard his word? Who hath marked his word and heard it? Behold, a whirlwind of Yahuwah is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of those wicked pastors. The anger of Yahuwah shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. At that time he was talking to the priest in Jerusalem. He's talking to the priests and the pastors today. These pastors are carnal, they are wicked, and they are walking in lawlessness. I'm not saying all of the pastors are not, but we know who are the ones that are. We know it's Jamal Bryant. We know it is T.D. Jakes. We know a lot of Kenneth Copeland. We have Jesse Duplantis. We have different pastors that are just taking the money from the people. They're saying these prophecies. There's payment given to them for prophecies. There's so much wickedness in the church. They're not even giving back to the people. All they do is either brag about what they have, how much material things they have, or like Jamal Bryant, lead their members into wickedness, into support of abortion, in support of LGBT, in support of pharmaceuticals, in support of everything that is lawless. And you see that same spirit that is on Jamal Bryant was on that spirit with Eddie Long, and judgment was passed on him, and he's no longer here. It's time for these pastors to repent, because they will be held at a higher standard, and Yahuwah will hold them accountable on how they led their flock. If they don't repent right now, Yahuwah will judge them immediately.